Welcome to Tokyosaurus. So, what's up in Japan? Recently, Game Freak director Shigeru Omori and Game Freak producer/songwriter Junichi Masuda was interviewed by Meristation when they visited Madrid to participate in an event to celebrate the Pokemon franchise's 20th anniversary. The first question was, what was the main inspiration in the creation of the Alola region, and on having 4 islands instead of a single territory? Omori said he wanted the series to have a close relationship between humans and Pokemon, which is why they chose Hawaii because of the natural relationship humans have with nature there. They chose to utilize 4 different islands this time because they wanted each island to have its own unique set of adventures and encounters to renew that sense of adventure every time you travel to a new place. The second question was, with the 7th generation, we have been seeing many references to previous generations. Will we see Alola forms in the future? To that, Omori basically said, they wanted to make a nod to the older players who have followed Pokemon since Red and Blue, which is why they used so many references. For the regional forms, they wanted each island to have a few of these Alolan forms to surprise those who already knew the species, but with a different form. If they find reason to do this again, they will definitely continue to do it, because it's something that was very well received. So basically, maybe. The third question was, with the removal of hidden machines and introduction of Poké Saddles, which were references to the spin-off games like Pokemon Ranger and Mystery Dungeon, will we continue to see these influences from spin-off titles? Omori says that Poké Saddles were not actually taken from Pokemon Ranger, but more of just wanting humans and Pokemon to live as closely as possible, which is where the idea of Pokemounts came from. It's not really about bringing features from spin-offs, but rather if we have to borrow something because we think it's going to bring something good to the main saga, then we'll do it without hesitation. The fourth question was the important one. Meristation asked, analyzing the current portable console market, we see a shrinking market. How is Pokemon going to adapt to market trends? For example, with the new Nintendo Switch, could Pokemon's main series possibly be switched to the Nintendo Switch from portable console? For this one, Masuda answers for the first time. He says that for Pokemon, communication is very important. Where and how our players play is crucial to the experience. For example, in Japan, many kids often play in the park, at one another's houses, meeting with their portable consoles. Also in Japan, portable consoles are far from dying, and in fact are doing far better than the rest of the world. The goal is to keep communication as a top priority, and we'll be studying the Nintendo Switch deeply to see how we can use it and how the next installments of Pokemon will benefit from this new console. So basically what he's saying is, nothing is confirmed, but they will take a serious look at the console to see if it can bring the traditional Pokemon experience in a console format. We don't know too much about the Switch just yet, but if it can be played in a portable format, like the way you can take a 3DS to go around, then I would say there's a fairly high chance Game Freak would consider putting this on the Switch. The fifth question was, will we have remakes of Pokemon Pearl and Diamond? To which Masuda laughs it off with, I don't know. And the sixth and the final question is, how far do you think the current Pokemon main series will go from here without changing its formula? Matsuda answers, we have done all we have so far with Nintendo, and we will continue to evolve with them and with their consoles. Pokemon is a social phenomenon and a tool of communication. With Nintendo's technology we have at that time, we will evaluate how to make Pokemon the best communication tool through those consoles. That is how they have made and will continue to make Pokemon. So after seeing the success of Pokemon Go, there are no plans on changing the formula of the Pokemon main series just yet. And why would they need to, seeing the recent success of Sun and Moon? Whether or not the main Pokemon series will be on the Nintendo Switch will highly depend on whether or not the Switch can be played in the traditional portable sense, as Pokemon's main goal is still to get people out of the house and play with others. Obviously, there will be no confirmations in the form of an interview, but after checking this interview out, at the very least, we know they are open to exploring new ideas and not just sticking to the old formula just because it's easy. I feel like Nintendo also knows how much console selling power Pokemon has, and probably have made a lot of design decisions based on how to get Pokemon on board to make a main series for it. Cause we all know how good Nintendo is at printing money, and if the main Pokemon series were to arrive on the console for the first time, you can bet that console will win any console war. With Nintendo losing pretty bad in the previous console war, I think we can all expect a good comeback this time around, as they always do. What do you think of the future of Pokemon? Think it should be on the Switch? Let us know in the comments below. Thumbs up the video if you liked it, and follow Tokyosaurus on social media for Japanese culture tweets and video updates. And for more about the latest things people are talking about in Japan, make sure to subscribe so you can get your daily fix of Japan right in your inbox. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.